I'm having to say slaves a lot. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 42nd episode of the show Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, as well as the 335th episode overall, titled Escape the Lost Galaxy. We begin this episode with the Rangers morphed fighting Swabbies as Barbarax is grabbing people, trapping them in his portal as like liquid teleportation stuff. Mike is there demanding the people back, but Barbarax just hits a building, putting debris on him. Barbarax aims an attack at the Rangers, hitting them all down, and then he decides to leave, saying that they'll be back for more slaves. Wow, you guys did like nothing. Later, Maya says that they have to find a camp and free the slaves. Kai says they have to get into the camp somehow, and I just remember that they lost sight of it when Mutiny transported the planet away. Mike volunteers to be kidnapped, and then he'll break them out. Leo tries to volunteer to go with, but Mike points out that he has to go alone because if one of them leaves, they can't use the lights of Orion. Meanwhile, Barbarax has returned for more slaves, and we see pretty much the exact same capturing scene as before, but now Mike joins the group of the kidnapped. Barbarax returns to camp, and there, Deviat is admiring his slaves. Mutiny is happy to see another shipment of slaves has arrived, and I'm having to say slaves a lot. Barbarax shows off the new slaves, and Mutiny is like, "Welcome to my slave camp." Dark. Swabbies handcuff everyone, including Mike. Later, he looks all dirty and beat up, walking around looking at everyone. He's chained up with some girl, and Swabbies are watch everyone mine. Mike has a pickaxe mining for jewels and putting them in a bucket. This is the worst Let's Play of Minecraft ever. Barbarax is yelling at some old man, screaming about how they're not going to waste food or water on him if he doesn't work faster. Mike's new woman friend collapses, and Mike offers her water. She refuses it at first, and he tells her to shut up and drink it. The old man is okay now, looking over. She tells Mike to never help her again, and honestly, that's fine. The old man is putting more and more jewels in the bucket, and he's getting scared, and as Mike and the girl walk by, Mike dumps his gems into the old man's bucket. Barbarax then stops him, asking to see his bucket, and when he discovers that Mike apparently hasn't dug up a single gem yet, he's going to make an example out of him. Quick question, how do they not know who Mike is? I mean, why would they though? He's barely around. He shoves Mike back onto the ground, getting him ready to kill him with his big axe, but the girl steps up, telling him to wait. She explains that he's new. He then yells that the new slaves need to remember that they work for Mutiny now, and she'll make sure that he works. And Barbarax says next time it'll be her who gets killed. She helps Mike up, walking away. Mike asks why she helped, and she says it's because that was her grandpa. Meanwhile, Kai and Leo are in the dorm, and Kai is looking through the Galaxy book, remembering that Deviat read the Keonta spell to get them into this mess. Leo wishes Kendrix was there to help. Kai then finds the spell, and he starts to recite it, and dramatic pause, but nothing. He slams the book down, pissed off. He wants to reverse the spell, so Leo says, "Reverse the spell!" Oh my god, here comes some Halloween Town logic. Leo asks Kai to read the spell to him, so he starts to write it down backwards. Kai is like, "Of course!" They start saying it, and the book starts to spark up. Leo then makes Kai finish it, but nothing. At least it seems, but then the book starts flaring up and it hits them back. Then it zooms out in energy form and opens a damn portal in the space. Okay. Stanton tells everyone on the bridge to set a course to get there. Screw you, Mike. Speaking of which, back at the frickin' slave camp, Barbarax is telling everyone to get back to their cells at sunset. Everyone is walking and Swabbies are giving out water. Mike then grabs the girl hiding. She wants to get her grandpa, but Mike stops her. It alerts the Swabbies, so the grandpa freaks out as a distraction. Mike and the girl get away, and Barbarax demands that the old man is taken to a special guest cell. Swabbies light torches, and Mike and the girl are nearby, and Mike uses his morpher to tell the others to come there in 30 minutes. The girl asks who he is, and he smiles, saying he'll tell her later. Is Mike charming? Is that a character trait of his? I don't know. Then he and this girl take on the Swabbies, getting the keys away from them. They then open the cells, setting everyone free, and they're just stampeding the Swabbies and each other a bit. Why haven't they just done this before? We see the megaship is getting closer and it lands on the camp, and the morphed rangers are directing people to inside the ship. Mike and the girl get there, and she runs away, screaming for her grandpa. She asks someone if he's seen her grandpa, and he says that Barbarax took her grandpa. Mike runs after her, and she says that she's not leaving without her grandfather. Mike tries to convince her to let him go alone, but no. Grandpa's in a freaking pillory, and Mike and the girl are there, and they get rid of a Swabbie before they help him. He says he's okay, and they free him. They're hobbling together as the sun has gone down toward the megaship. Barbarax shows up, saying that no one escapes his slave camp. Then Mike tells them to get to the megaship, and he runs forward, morphing. Magna Power! It's the Magna Defender versus Barbarax now, and the girl and her grandpa run off. Maya then tells Leo they have to go, and here comes the girl and her grandpa. Leo helps them aboard. Mike slashes Barbarax back, and he falls in slow motion. On the megaship, everyone is being given blankets, and Maya says they're getting food together. Get ready to work, synthesizer. The girl gives a blanket to her grandpa as she walks around screaming for Mike. The Rangers are getting ready to take off, and Deviant and Mutiny see that they're leaving with the slaves, and Mutiny gets ready to fire at the megaship so they can't get away. Mike then fires at them in the back, and he says that now they're out of his firing range, and Mutiny says, "But you're not," firing at Mike, sending him down a hill. Oh my god, I suddenly love Mutiny. He demorphs, rolling down. He passes out at the bottom, and Mutiny mocks him. Deviant says that the Rangers are heading toward the portal, but they still have time to stop them. Then the apparition of the Magna Defender appears before Mike to tell him that he needs to get his life together because his greatest mission lies just ahead. Am I supposed to care about this? Meanwhile, the butthole highway they need to take to the normal galaxy is closing a bit, as noted by Stanton on Terra Venture. And on the megaship, the Rangers are almost ready to dock onto Terra Venture, and then this girl, who I really feel like they could have named by now, appears, letting them know that Mike is missing. Leo asks, "What?" And Decca's like, "That portal is closing, girl." Then here comes the Defender Torazord flying toward the portal. Leo is screaming for him to not do this, and the girl seems to care too. Then the Defender Torazord, somehow forces the portal open. Everything is green apparently, and no one is happy with how bright it is. Then the Defender Torazord just explodes. It seems to be gone, and everyone is like, "We have to go." And the megaship docks onto Terra Venture just as it starts to go through. Remember how Torazord was like a sentient being? Terra Venture, of course, comes out on the other side of the portal, and everyone on the bridge, as well as the megaship, starts celebrating. And then just clicks with the grandpa that they're free. Then freaking Mutiny comes through the portal in his castle, ready to attack this place too. But suddenly, the Scorpion Singer's behind them, and it's Drakina. She says there's only room for one ruler in this universe. And guess what? It's her. They pinch the castle with the Scorpion Singer pincers, and the castle explodes. R.I.P. Barbarax and Mutiny, I guess. Leo's in his jet jamber going around through space, saying he's gotta be out here somewhere. I mean, yeah. He actually just finds Mike's unmorphed, lifeless body floating in space. Remember how they were worried about how cold space was 2 episodes ago? Leo gets his limp body, and he notes that Mike's morpher has been completely destroyed. Mike wakes up in a hospital room, and the girl and Leo are there, and the girl's like, "I'm free. I'm sorry you lost your powers." And I want Mike to be like, "Wait, I lost them?" Also, Magna Defender Ghost lets him know that he totally represented Magna Defender with honor, or whatever. The end. Wow, a shit ton of stuff happened in this episode. Where was any of this last episode? Anyways, yeah, Mike is done being the Magna Defender apparently because he did his final mission, which was to help Terra Venture get back to the normal galaxy. Also, I guess Mutiny and Barbarax are totally dead. What a strange stretch of 8 episodes. I mean, one of them was a clip show, and one was practically 20 minutes of Zords being assembled. So I guess we're back to right where we were after Turn Up the Volume. Just took a tiny detour to the Lost Galaxy, and now we're back. And next time, believe it or not, but trust me, believe it, we begin the 3-part finale of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. But until then, may the power protect you.